What's going on, guys? Here's another video for you. This is 10 awesome doom metal EPs in my collection. A couple of these are brand new. Some of them I've kind of already talked about in other videos, and then there's a few ones I haven't mentioned before. But without further ado, let's get started. This is a brand new one. This came out, I think it was like in the beginning of the year. This is a band from Mexico. This is a Satanico Pandemonium. It's like a 5-song, 25-minute EP. Very sludgy, but also very, like Electric Wizard influenced, and a really, really heavy sound. It's more minimal, sort of like Bong Ripper heavy, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, it's super heavy, but it's also very sludgy. Like, there's some death metal vocals on here. There's some like kind of like punky vocals. It's a really solid EP. I like all the songs. I think my favorite is number 3, Filero. But yeah, these guys are, like I said, they're from Mexico, and they're a relatively new band. They have a full length and an EP besides this. But yeah, check this band out if you haven't already. They're on Spotify and Bandcamp. This is a good release. Definitely a highlight of the year. All right, so then after that, this is one I've talked about before. Yeah, this is Acid King with Free. I also have this on vinyl, but I'm just going to show the CD version for now. I think this is probably pretty hard to get at this point. I found this used like years and years ago. This and that EP before this, Down with the Crown, are both fucking phenomenal. Like, this is some of the best doom metal you'll ever hear. It's only 4 songs with an intro and an outro, but the 2 songs in the middle, one of which is one of my favorite songs I've ever written, Free, has just such an uplifting vibe to it, and then the other song's great. The intro and outro are great. I love this entire thing. It's absolutely just one of my favorite EPs, period. And it does come with the other side, which is the Mystic Crew of Clearlight, which I've never really gotten into. I think that's like Scott Wino's other band, and I've never been a Scott Wino fan, so I never really like listened to it too often. But you know, I'm sure for people who like Saint Vitus and stuff, they'll probably dig it. Yeah, but Acid King, Free, excellent album. So then after that, this album came out in I think around like 2018. This is their first release. This band's from Sweden. This is psychedelic doom metal. We have Alastor with Black... Oh, shit. Alastor with Black Magic. Oh, shit. Hopefully... I've got to be more careful. Because this EP is fucking fantastic. The heaviness is very similar to, again, bands like Bong Ripper, early Resin. Like, it's really heavy. It's not just like, you know, like a lot of those bands that today that claim to be heavy and they're just like not. Like, I don't know, I could think of a lot, but this is like actual heavy shit. Excellent production. The vocals on this are so good. They're clean, but they're tastefully done. And then the psychedelic sections are just amazing. Very, very solid first release. This is like one of my favorite EPs to come out in a while. I loved it when I first heard it, and I still love it today. I jam this quite often. I pretty much jam their entire discography quite often. I wasn't huge over the last album, Onward, Downward, or something like that. I thought it was like, or maybe it was something else. I don't know. It was the one with like the guy on the front that's like walking off a cliff or some shit. I thought that was like good, not great, but the rest of this band stuff, this included, A+ psychedelic doom metal, like the way it's supposed to be done. So then after that, this is a really rare one. This band only has 2 releases, and they haven't released anything since like 2008, maybe 2009. This is the Deep Blue from the UK. And like I said, they only have 2 releases. This is one of them. It's a 2-song EP. Then the one after this is called like Sun Worshipper, and that's also a 2-song EP. So they've only done so many things. But yeah, I remember when this first came out. I'm pretty sure I found it on like a blog spot back when blog spots were a thing. It was like Stone Aerobics. Does anybody remember that? Or I can't remember. But you know, there were a couple really cool blog spots back in the day, and then you download the torrent, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so I downloaded this, and it's very solid. The music is very similar to Sleep, but the atmosphere and like the tonality of it is very reminiscent of something like Ahab. So it's a really cool release. It's a little short, it's only 2 songs, but it is an EP. But yeah, I like it. And weirdly enough, I remember finding out about this band, and then I went to my local record store and they had this used, and I was like, oh, all right. I wouldn't even like know where to get this now. I mean, obviously you have Discogs, but that aside, I wouldn't even know where to get stuff from these guys. So it's if you haven't heard this band, it's worth checking out. Very solid stuff. Again, very reminiscent of Sleep, but tastefully done. So that's the Deep Blue with Antarctic Abyss. And then after that, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this one before. This is Holy Mount's first album. Excellent psychedelic doom metal. Influences from like what am I thinking? Oh, Dead Meadow. A lot of like very overt psychedelic sections with lots of wah pedals, and the vocals are very like kind of mesmerizing, like stoned feeling, and then the riffs are just pure like Black Sabbath worship. It's fucking awesome. It's a little minimalistic, but I like it for that. I haven't really ever heard anything like this. This is one of my favorites in the genre, and again, I remember finding this like on a blog spot back in the day and just being blown away, my friends included. We'd play this all the time. Yeah, and funny enough, I remember these guys shipped me this album, and then the first copy of it like broke, so I had to write them, and then they had to ship me another, because this is only like a very small CD package. I know they do. I'm pretty sure they have copies of this on vinyl. I don't know if it's on their Bandcamp, but I'm pretty sure you can find it fairly easily. The rest of their albums are, the second album's good, and then the rest of them are kind of like eh. But yeah, this first one, don't pass it up. Great stuff. So then after that, this one actually came out like a month ago, I think. This is a drone doom band from the UK. This is Orm with No Serpents, No Saviors. It's one song, but it's 24 minutes, and excellent drone doom metal with some awesome fucking psychedelic sections towards the end. I really like what they did with this. Their first album, which is 2 songs, both of which are like over 40 minutes or some shit like that, but their first album is phenomenal. I own that as well. Yeah, it's just some, I mean, I think they've even said in the interview, now that like Bong is essentially not really around anymore, I mean, they haven't released anything since, I don't even know. But they basically said now that Bong isn't around anymore, they're kind of like following in the style, which I 100% support because I fucking love Bong. A lot of drone bands I'm not super into, but these guys do it really well, and they incorporate psychedelic sections. I absolutely love this release. This is one of the best of the year. Yeah, definitely support this band and check this out if you haven't already. These guys are really onto something good. This is Orm with No Serpents, No Saviors. And so then after that, we have a band from Massachusetts. This is Witch's Tears with their EP, Cry of the Banshee. I love this release. I listened to this like constantly when it first came out. There's something about the rawness of it, in like the musicianship, the tonality, the production that is just so I don't know, that's like I love that in music when it's done right and it has like the right, it's kind of like a, you know, back in the day people always used to love like garage rock record or like early demos and garage rock kind of shit, and just like, and people love that stuff for the like the organicness of it, I guess, the authenticity of it, and that's what this is. It's kind of a mixed bag. The first song is like actually properly produced, and I guess that's like their single or whatever, Cry of the Banshee. Great song. I love the lyrics, the riffs, and everything. And then my personal favorite on this album, Strung Through the Floor. I absolutely love that song. It's raw, it's rough around the edges for sure, and it's very, I guess you say like random in like how they choose to perform it, but I absolutely love that song. And then the rest of the songs are great too. Moving Walls, Long Strange Days, very reminiscent of early Electric Wizard, which obviously I love. Yeah, I absolutely love this EP. I'm a big fan of these guys. They just put out a full length last year, actually. I can't remember the name of it, but I know it's on Spotify. But check that out. That's just as good as this, if not better. Definitely support these guys. They're one of the best, and they just make some kick-ass music. So this is Witch's Tears with Cry of the Banshee. Then after that, I've talked about this one before. This is a monolith of an album. Camnee's EP, Atom, which is Atmospheric Tribal Atmospheric Tribal Oriental Meditation, I think it stands for, or something. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite in the genre, period. They list it as EP, but it is like, I think it's like almost 40 minutes. And it's only 4 songs, but all 4 songs are just fantastic. Out of this world, just phenomenal. And like, I mean that. This is like, I wish Camnee was bigger, or I wish they had more of an audience, because they fucking deserve it. They're one of the best bands out there, period. And it's a shame because this is the only album they have on physical format. So when I saw that Psychedelic Salad, right, was putting this out, even though it was like from Australia and everything, I was like, I need it right away. I gotta get that. And yeah, this is one of my favorite albums, like, period. I think it's just the black vinyl. Yeah. Excellent psychedelic doom metal. Excellently orchestrated songs. Perfect vocals. Perfect amount of like classic Electric Wizard influence, stuff like that. If you have not heard this, do yourself a favor and check it out. It is so fucking good. And the rest of their albums, aside from the one with the red cover, are excellent as well. Just an absolutely phenomenal band. The one with the red cover isn't bad, it's just not as good as the rest of these. So this is This is Camnee with Atmospheric Tribal Oriental Meditation, or Atom for short. So then after that, we have 2 more here. This is a really unheard of band from the Netherlands that, again, I found at a blog spot way back in the day. This is a band called Yama. Their first EP called Seaquake. It's 3 songs. I absolutely love this. It's very similar in a lot of ways to kind of like a more raw and roughly produced Alice in Chains, I guess. The vocals sound similar in a certain way, but it's also very heavy, especially on the 3rd song, Synergy. It's a really trotting song that goes on for a while, and the vocals are amazing. Seaquake, the 2nd song, has some awesome harmonica in it. I love the pacing of it too. And then Hollow is just a great track, very catchy, memorable. So yeah, this is a super solid EP. I don't think a lot of people have really heard of this band. I got this right when it came out. I was a fan right off the bat, and they haven't really made anything besides this except for a full length, which, to be quite honest, wasn't the biggest fan of, but what are you gonna do? This is a great album. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. Yama, Seaquake. And the last one here is a band from Italy. This is Dead Smoke with their Forest of the Damned EP. This is a really good EP. The first song especially, the groove in that and the riff are just fucking perfect. First song is instrumental, but it definitely doesn't even need vocals because it's that good. It's super catchy. One of my favorite songs by them. And this is cool. It comes in smoky 7-inch, which I don't think I have a 7-inch that comes in another color, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And it comes with the inlay. Believe it or not, I actually got this off of, I think I said this for the other album too, but I got this off of Hell's Headbangers, strangely enough. I know Hell's Headbangers doesn't have a lot of doom, but yeah, this is excellent. I like all the stuff these guys do. I have their 2nd full length. I think I talked about that already. And yeah, this EP is great. It's 2 songs. It's like 11 minutes and change. First song I already talked about. Second song is great too. It's very Conan, fucking Bong Ripper type Doom track. Excellent stuff. All the stuff these guys do are great. Is great. 2 full lengths and a split with Conan. Pretty solid discography. Definitely check these guys out if you haven't. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you on the next one.